so unresponsive to things that were helpful to people in normal cases. And they definitely didn't know what was wrong with me or what to do, but they thought they knew what to do. And they didn't really address the self-defeating behaviors that were all over my life and creating an extra load of trauma and drama. Like 80% of my trauma at that point was self-created stuff. There was a childhood that led me to the self-defeating behavior, but those behaviors were then really bogging me down. So yeah, my therapist had me talking about my feelings, about my memories, and it was literally making my symptoms worse and worse. Now, to be fair, therapists back then didn't know what was wrong because there was no name for it. And the name we now know, it's complex PTSD, and that's the kind that comes from chronic exposure to intense stress, usually in childhood. Doesn't have to be, it could be at other times in a person's life. And it seems obvious now, if you know what it is and you've had a chance to check that knowledge with your experience of struggles and healing from what happened to you. But even now, most mental health professionals don't have a working knowledge of complex PTSD. A lot of people, doctors, therapists, mental health programs, they say that they're trauma-informed, but that's really a subjective term. And, what do they mean by that? You have to ask. And what do they propose that a person does if they have CPTSD or trauma? So
who has CPTSD?
The problem of trauma and the solution to it. How do you actually heal?
How do you actually heal? It's a very good question. Very good.
I hit the end of the road, and I was hopeless about all avenues of help available to me.
I know what that's like.
29 years ago now. And then something happened, and I healed. Not overnight, of course, but
not overnight.
Bursts. And I had a big burst of healing when I first found the techniques that I still use every day.
You can heal.
I've been using them ever since I was first shown. And that's the daily practice. That is a set of techniques. I teach them for free. It's a free course. It's always down in the description section below every video I make. So you can always access that. And I'd love it if you did. If you take the course, you can come join me on free Zoom.
How you guys doing? How are you?
I answer questions. We use the techniques together.
Is there anybody here
see if they help you as much as they help me to
liked me?
Your CPTSD symptoms. But back then there was a core hole in my spirit that got healed all at once in a short amount of time. And I had a lot to work out after that. Big problems in my life, and I'm still not perfect or perfectly healed, but I don't get into trauma-driven problems like I used to. And when I hit trouble, I know what to do. And that's what I teach here and in my courses and workshops and coaching. An alternative self-led path to healing that can help whether you have access to professional help or not. In some ways, it's a radical approach. Now that I'm writing a book about it, I realize how much all the videos here are they're like a sea urchin. They're like little spikes of information. I'm putting out one video is a spike, and here and here, and I talk about this and this. And so now reading the book demands that I be linear and that I weave my lessons around a coherent philosophy, which I've known for years. I know my philosophy, but I don't think I've ever articulated it all at once. My philosophy informs every video I make. And so I want to have it all laid out in one place and in one video, and this is it. Are you ready? Okay. I have 8 principles, and the first one is trauma is an injury, not an identity.
Exactly.
So we used to think of symptoms of trauma as primarily psychological, right? We now know that they're largely neurological, and by extension, they're physiological, because neurological means nervous system, and your nervous system not only governs, your nerves, your brain, it governs your whole body, and it affects your emotions, it affects your hormones, your immune system, your sensations when you feel like it's time to go to sleep, it governs your physical life.
Yep.
And so when you have a neurological injury, which is what trauma is, it can affect everything in your body, and that explains what we now know, that a history of early trauma can really increase your risk, not your certainty, but your risk of serious health problems. Not just the things that we've always kind of known, like depression, anxiety, bad relationships. We've known that, but it can also give you heart attacks, strokes, diabetes, obesity,
True, trauma is an injury.
reproductive disorders, endocrine disorders, immune disorders. learning disabilities, problems with memory, an increased risk of dementia. Ooh, that one scares me. So there's almost like no bad thing on earth in people that isn't made worse by trauma. So we have every incentive to heal. Okay, so also part of this like injury is that adult symptoms of childhood abuse and neglect ruin lives. They
Yes.
ruin careers. Like
They
so many
ruin
careers.
lives.
They ruin
Childhood neglect
relationships, and they
ruins
families.
lives.
The effects of trauma, like we kind of knew this instinctively, but when you really measure it out, if you look at like people who are incarcerated, there's such a high rate of traumatized people in there. If you look at people with addictions, if you look at people with grave mental health disorders, all of it is made
You guys
so much
look.
worse.
Don't. I'll be right back. But
by
just listen to
trauma.
this.
So that's starting to be finally dealt with. You know, as a person with CPTSD, I can sort of say like we're the most expensive people in the healthcare system. And so there's an incentive not just for us, but for the whole system to find a better way to help us. I don't think they've done it yet. They talk about it, they're not there yet, but that's what we're doing here is practical ways to start bringing those symptoms down. And I can definitely say my health improved dramatically 29 years ago. I feel healthier, more energetic, more alert than I did at that age. And it's thanks to being able to re-regulate my thinking, my nervous system, to bring my vital signs kind of back into alignment through using my tools. I use my tools. And that's, again, my daily practice. You can learn that too. The effects of early trauma are more serious than they realized, and they're more wide-ranging. And they, you know, it's not just the obvious stuff. And CPTSD, it can't be cured, but the symptoms can be healed. And I do think of it something like diabetes, where you may have it, but you can reverse your symptoms by changing how you do your day, what you eat, you know, what medicine you take. For us, there also is a way of living that can help turn those symptoms back around. And if you do that, you can have like continued good health and keep going. And then if you sort of fall apart, the symptoms come back. So that's how I experience CPTSD. And if it were to get worse, especially as we get older, if it were to get worse, the symptoms could become more grave. So I just want to like emphasize, it's so important. It's so important to address your symptoms. You may not know what caused your symptoms.
So, yeah.
You may never know, and that will be okay if you can learn to calm your symptoms. All right, the second principle, dysregulation is an almost universal symptom among traumatized people. People don't talk about this. You may have never been told. But neurological dysregulation, it's a nervous system phenomenon. It can be measured in the brain. It can be measured in your vital signs. And
True.
Easily observable signs that you might notice are things like difficulty focusing, your heartbeat being irregular, going up randomly or just too high, feeling clumsy, feeling emotionally overwhelmed, or once you've gotten emotionally overwhelmed, or maybe expressed anger that was kind of over the top, then going emotionally flat, like you feel nothing, and even your thinking will be like, I don't care. And there's this weird like silence after intense outbursts. Well, that could be neurological dysregulation if you relate to that. Now, everyone is sometimes dysregulated, and most people will eventually re-regulate, but dysregulation
you never re-regulate. If you have a trauma, like a bad trauma, you never regulate.
And the brain changes that as a result. And so people with CPTSD will get dysregulated more often, more intensely, and they'll have a harder time coming back out of dysregulation. So luckily that can be healed. But dysregulation is responsible for, a wide range of the symptoms that we associate with trauma. Like, why does trauma cause people to have a higher probability of getting lupus or MS? Why does having a history of trauma make it so hard to heal tissue? Like, I got stuck in the hospital once for over a month. I could not heal. And it was at an extremely traumatic time in my life. And I had surgery after surgery after surgery. And they kept saying, we don't know why, but you're, just everything keeps breaking down after we operate. And then I got back, I had left my daily practice techniques. And then I came back to them. Like, I just came back and started really working on calming. I didn't know what dysregulation was at the time. I didn't know what CPTSD was. I just knew that I was really freaked out again. And I pulled it way back using my techniques. And then I healed. Then my body healed. And so I've had physicians tell me physicians who know what trauma is, yeah, probably I was somaticizing my trauma, which means sort of expressing it physically, like the trauma plays out with limited blood flow or, poor immune response to infection. I was having a lot of infections. I kept hemorrhaging, I was having all these problems. And then my body kind of pulled it together. And it pulled it together when I was addressing my trauma symptoms. So again, I did not know that was trauma, but later I looked back and it's like, that's what it was. My daily practice that I was using the whole time. It was calming my symptoms. And the effect when I'm using my tools consistently is always like an improvement in my physical well-being and my mental focus. So dysregulation also has cognitive elements. There's emotional disruption, and I would say emotional, like developmental delays. And so there's like this damage or delay to our ability to connect with other people, our ability to kind of read the room and sense what other people are feeling, how to face up when things are awkward, and how to apologize, or how to ask someone out. All that stuff, it can get delayed because trauma is just, it's doing something with the neurological injury that's a little hard to connect. That's what it feels like to me. And it's consistent with some of the research that I've seen. Now, self-defeating behaviors that result directly from dysregulation and from the injury of trauma. Self-defeating behavior, I feel like, does not get addressed adequately. And I saw something like 11 therapists, and they were always like very ready to talk about what my mom had done, what the suffering was in my life. But in terms of the mistakes that I was actively making that were making my life terrible and driving people away, I had a harder time getting help. And I guess, I don't know if they didn't understand or relate, or if they were trying to go easy on me. They thought it would be too distressing for me to be confronted or criticized about stuff that I was doing to mess up my life.
I want to know.
And I ended up, what I ended up learning, my daily practice, as well as, getting some, like a big truth bomb in my face, was from a woman who was a peer who showed me the daily practice. And she was just like, yeah, you have to start it. You have to start installation. And I was like, sing or chant together,
Instead of printing things
and
out.
doing that together with other people, the voice, the body, it's how people re-regulate. Nobody maybe knew that's exactly what was going on, but people have figured this out. And I think that if people are like fighting in a battle, you bet they're triggered. Their trauma is activated. It's going on right now. And so it's only practical that they learned how to sort of bring their nervous system back into line. So
you gotta learn to bring your nervous system back on.
Pay attention and sleep at night. All of those things are critical for anything intense like battle, right? And so we can learn from that how people did that. Singing together is re-regulating, and then sometimes like a little shock.
Singing together. I do that with a friend of mine.
Warm hand washing, something that reminds you of your senses. You plunk down in a chair.
Right.
I have a sheet, and I'll remember to put this down in the description section below. It's a sheet about the 10 emergency measures you can use to re-regulate yourself. Very good to keep handy.
All right, that's good enough of that. But that's she's a great. Actually, on my stream, but she's called the Crappy Childhood Fairy, and she usually her videos are too long, but that was actually really good. She says like you need to learn to calm yourself when you're triggered. That's like number one. And I think that's true. I think that is exactly what you need to do. Because our triggers are what gets us in trouble. At least they were for me. trying to work my way up to singing something. I don't know if I'm gonna do it. How y'all doing? Tell me how you hurt me, baby. You don't even have to say one word. Tell me I'm acting crazy. Tell me that I'm acting like a girl. I know I can't hold back when I feel bad, and you can see it easily. I know I can change it. I know you can change it too. You know what it means. And I wanna scream when it hurts like this. Tell me how can I hold back? How can I refrain? I wanna douse out the burning flames. How can I put it, baby? How can I explain? You don't wanna see angry. Yeah, no, I don't wanna have to hold this within. 'Cause I don't wanna leave you, baby. But I gotta tell you how hard it's been. You know I can't hold back when I feel bad, and you can see it easily. Yeah. You know I can change it. You know that you can change it. But do you know what it means? And I wanna scream when it hurts like this. Tell me how can I hold back? Can I refrain? I wanna douse out the burning flames. How can I put it, baby? Oh yeah, yeah. How can I explain? No, I can't hold back when I feel bad. Now you can see it easily. Oh, you know that I can change it. No, you can't change it. Do you know what it means? I wanna scream when it hurts like this. Tell me, how can I hold back? How can I refrain? I wanna douse out the burning flame. So, how can I put it, baby? Oh, how can I explain? I wanna scream when it hurts like this. Tell me how can I hold back? How can I refrain? I wanna douse out the burning flames. How
can I put it, baby? How can I explain? Hey Ernesto, how are you doing? It's okay. I'm like healing. I'm on the mend. I'm on the mend. I'm on the mend. But it is hard for me to talk. Ernesto, yo no sé de dónde eres, pero si tú hablas español, yo debo decirte que la razón por qué no, yo no te hablo bien, yo no estoy hablando contigo más o preguntándote algo, algunas cosas, es porque yo tenía una persona que me molestaba mucho aquí y yo no podía fue muy difícil y ahora todavía es muy difícil. Entonces es difícil por conocer a algunas personas online porque no los conozco y yo tengo miedo que es posible que pudieran ser alguien que no me gusta. Pero yo estoy aprendiendo que yo estoy bien y que yo me siento mejor ahora y hoy. I don't know if you speak Spanish though. Hopefully you do. Y otra vez, también, estoy hablando en francés, también lo que quería decir, que tocaré más canciones, pero tengo que pensar en los que quiero tocar. Yo debo hablar español, es más fácil, ¿no? Pero no sé si... Cruising down the road and you're with me. We ain't got no word for us. I could say summer's only here and you're with me. You're sitting, feel that liberation on your sunset. Feel that sweet vibration, and you know it's your time. So live your life. So take me for granted, 'cause I ain't leaving now. And let me make this clear to you. Gracias. Oh, right now, we're kings and queens sitting on the top of everything, feeling good vibrations roll through. Yeah, we got good vibrations, good vibration. Music's loud and I'm feeling good. If you can't feel it yet, then maybe you should. Good vibrations roll through the air. You got good vibrations, good vibrations, good vibrations. Got good vibrations. Feel that liberation on your suntan. Feel that good vibration, and you know it's your time to live your life. So take me for granted, because I ain't leaving, I ain't leaving. Let me make this clear to you. Oh, right now, where can you say when you're sitting on the top of everything, feeling good vibrations roll through the air, good vibrations, good vibrations, and the music's loud, and I'm feeling good, and if you can't feel it, maybe you should. Good vibrations flow through the air. We got good vibrations. We got good vibrations. Got good vibrations. Estoy buscando algo por no sé cuál. No, no hay. No está. Nada. Sí, sí, sí. Ah, sí, sí. Ok, está bien. Pero no, nada. No hay nada. Dame un minuto. Debemos escuchar algo que me encanta mucho. Es una escena, yo pienso que diría escena de un programa que se llama Sailor Moon, um, y viene de Sailor Moon americano, entonces inglés, es inglés, pero han hecho una canción por esta escena que usualmente los, no sé si es versión, los versions de América usualmente tienen, son peores. Todo dice eso. Pero esta escena es rompe la regla, en serio. Y a mí me da mucho poder escucharlo. Me encanta. Cada vez, cada vez, cada vez. Este momento es muy importante a mí y yo no estoy seguro si es verdad o no, pero muy importante a mí. See the moon, you just got to believe in yourself. Please, don't let the niggers win. Everyone's counting on you. I hear you, Luna. I'm not afraid anymore. Little Sharpay. Ruler, here I'm standing in the night. It's evil, 'cause there was the only light. Come on, Serena, not give up. We can do this. We can do this, Serena. It's so beautiful. How and the evil, evil witch. Need the strength to carry on. Without our love, we can't go wrong. Only together we'll face the fight. Nothing can stand against our might. Mercury power! Power! Cosmic moon power! Ignite! Love that scene so much. So touching. Here I'm standing in the light. Here I'm standing in the night. My crescent was the only light. The darkest fear that I'll keep my friends in me. A prophet needs the power I need. Evil queen, we will defeat. Yeah. Give me the strength to carry on. All our love, we can't go wrong. Only together we'll face the fight. Nothing can stand against our might. I'm gonna play it again. It's seriously such an such. This is an important fucking scene in my. I should just put this. Our scouts are doomed. Believe this. You just got to believe in yourself. The Negaverse win. I'm counting on you. I'm not afraid anymore. Yo, Sunday! Evil witch. My friends are counting on me. I don't know if you've ever played Final Fantasy X, Ernesto. Have you ever played Final Fantasy X? Got disconnected. Oh, I couldn't. I watched like Sakura when I tried watching it recently. I couldn't really get into it. Sailor Moon I watched when I was a kid, and so it just hooked me. It was okay, Sakura. I watched the first season. Did you? What was I just saying? Fuck, I forgot what I was just saying. I was just asking you about something. Do you remember? Did you hear what I just said? What I asked you about? I'll probably go and like find it. It's just I don't know, something about Sailor Moon just resonated very much with me. The whole show. Do you guys like Thelonious Monk? I love this album. One Stream. Can I just play? I'm not making money off this. I don't know if I might like. I don't know. I don't know if they can do they strike your channel if you're not. I'm not trying to make money or monetize this, but I don't know how it works. But Thelonious Monk's really great, and I derive I think a lot of my my jazz instincts from his style. I wonder where he got them from. He did start his biography and finish it. With all our strength, the battle's won. We have our strength to carry on. We have our strength, we'll carry on. Final Fantasy X. Have you ever played Final Fantasy X, Ernesto? If you're still there. Final Fantasy X. Final Fantasy X, it's commonly called. So good. But there's a line. Oh, okay. There's a line in it where one of the team. So you have like a team of like 6 people, and one of the characters says about the main girl. She says she's getting stronger, and she says this after a scene in which the main girl exhibits emotional strength, not like physical brute strength. And I always and I wondered, does that mean anything for real? Like, could you say that about someone in real life? Like, can people get stronger? You know, can people get stronger? And what does that mean? And I feel like I understand today a little bit what it's like to grow stronger as a person, and what that means, and how it's related to your sort of entonces sí, pero fue más tenía más esfuerzo. Yo no sé cómo se dice strong. Fue más stronger porque tenía strength emocional. Y porque ella sabía lo que quería y sabía cuándo decirlo y cuándo no, cuando fue difícil por decirlo, pero todavía necesita accomplish algo, ella dirá, ella ha empezado, ella ha aprendido a to speak up, you know, y tenía más esfuerzo, ¿cómo se dice? Tenía más strength. Y en realidad, yo quería saber cómo puedo aprender de esta línea sobre su strength en mi vida. Y no sabía, porque porque quería decir, oh, es un video game y no tiene, no es real. Y tiene, es like mágica, you know, cosas que son fantasy. Pero se puso stronger, se puso strong ella. Y la otra, la mujer, dijo que, oh, se puso más strong. Eso es lo que dijo. Y no, estaba haciéndolo mientras, durante el juego. Pero antes de la jefe final, o la end boss, ella demostró que es un líder, que es alguien strong y you know, what does that mean? ¿Qué quiere decir ser strong? No sé. Tenemos que pensar, discutirlo. You watching the movie? Of course, exactly. To be resilient. That's what she became. Resilient. What am I doing? I want to. Sometimes when the world is behind you, gotta go and better find. Sometimes when the world ain't behind you gotta go take a step on your own. And sometimes don't nobody know, but they know that they gotta go. Take a step or two forward without falling behind. At some time, everyone must learn when it's time to burn. Oh, and maybe you'll get there, and maybe you won't. Everybody's trying the best. I do my best, but it's not always correct. But I usually do it on my own, sort of. You say you make mistakes on your own. You learn to get out, friend. make mistakes on your own. You learn to get out of here. You do the things that you got so you can bump your own head and then make your presence known. Sometimes you gotta go it alone. Hay que cantar cuando estoy pensando y nadie está escuchándome. Oh, hay que cantar cuando estoy perdido. No tengo nada por saber lo mismo. Yo estoy tratando de explicar que yo no estoy loco, pero no estás escuchando lo que digo. Yo no tampoco. No me escuchas porque dices que estoy loco. Y yo no me escucho a mí, ni tampoco. cry? Have you ever needed something so you can sleep at night? Have you ever tried to find the words but they won't come out right? Have you ever yeah. And have you ever been in love so bad that you would do anything to make them understand? And have you ever found the one to steal your heart away, and you would give anything to make them feel the same? And have you ever closed your eyes and dreamed that they were there, and all you can do is wait for the day when they will care? Have you ever loved somebody so much it makes you cry? Have you ever needed something so much you can't sleep at night? Have you ever tried to find words but they don't come out right? Have you ever, oh have you ever? Have you ever found the one you've dreamed all your life? You'd do anything to look into their eyes. And how you finally found the one you've given your heart to, only to find that one won't give the heart to you. And have you ever searched for words to get you in their heart, but all you can do is pray for the day when they will start? Have you ever loved somebody so much it makes you cry? Have you ever needed something so much you can't sleep at night? Have you ever tried to find the words but they don't come out right? Have you ever? Have you ever? Well, what do I gotta do to get you in my arms, baby? What do I gotta say to get to your heart, to make you understand how I need you next to me? Oh, and I gotta get you in my world. Oh, 'cause baby, I can't sleep. Oh, have you ever loved somebody so much it makes you cry? Have you ever needed something you can't sleep at night? Have you ever tried to find the words but they don't come out right? Have you ever? Have you ever? Have you ever? I gotta go. Peace out.